Welcome everybody here to RecycleForce. This is what we do every morning. We call this the Circle of Trust. And what we do is an old, ancient tradition set back a long time ago where we gather around in the morning, discuss what we're going to do for the day. You know, everybody have the same common goal. It's moving forward. And, you know, like I said, Circle of Trust. What's said in here stays in here. And first of all, I'd like to welcome the mayor, André Carson, the prosecutor, Mr. Carey, everybody. If I forget who you are, welcome to RecycleForce and welcome to our circle. And Miss Shauna Major. Can't forget her. Can't forget Miss Major. Yeah, can't forget Miss Major. Yeah, and we do this every morning. And I want the team showing what we do in the morning. 1, 2, 3. When you win, don't lose the lesson. When you lose, don't lose the lesson. The blessing is in the lesson. 1, 2, 3. I ain't looking back, cause I ain't going back. 1, 2, 3. I'm looking forward, cause we moving forward. All right, let's give it up to ourselves. All right. Because once you start saying it, you'll believe it. All right. Who we got next coming up? So many people here, and hey, just listen to them, y'all. It's all good. All right.
Thank you, brother. Well, good morning. I'm so proud to be with all of you today. I'll be brief. This is a special day for our city. It really is. Not only having all of you here, but we all acknowledge that viable employment is one of, if not the best deterrent from any kind of repeat offense. Viable employment. Yet many residents, when they're released from incarceration, have difficulty assessing and accessing the necessary tools to re-enter the workforce. So today our city has acquired an important tool in the effort to fight recidivism. A $1.5 million grant from the U.S. Department of Labor. That grant will help Indianapolis reestablish the Career Pathways Collaborative. Thanks to this funding, the CPC and RecycleForce will be able to provide transitional employment, OSHA Safety, and credential training to 190 individuals who are at moderate to high risk of reoffending after completing their sentence. In most, if not all cases, these will be individuals returning to high crime and high poverty areas in Marion County. If individuals facing such odds are expected to transcend them, and they are, they need two things: a viable route to employment and a dedicated group that understands what they face. Fortunately, Indianapolis is home to RecycleForce. As a company that is just as dedicated to the development of our city's workforce as they are to the valuable service that they provide, RecycleForce has been critical in our efforts surrounding today's announcement. And it is through their partnership with the Career Pathways Collaborative that Indianapolis will ensure that residents returning to our community will have the best options available. I also want to recognize all of the groups and the individuals making up the Career Pathways Collaborative, including members of our own Office of Public Health and Safety, IMPD, and Department of Public Works. Lastly, the most critical to today's good news, however, good all across the board today's news is. The most critical to today's good news is the name Congressman André Carson. He's not only the best congressman, he's the best looking congressman. And in all seriousness, through his advocacy to federal officials at the Department of Labor, the congressman played a pivotal role in the choice to award Indianapolis with this grant. So give it up for André.
Thank you, Mayor. He sure can lie about Shrek Part 3, you know what I mean? I want to thank the mayor, one of the best mayors that this city has ever produced. I want to thank Madam Majors. I want to thank my brother from another mother, Greg Kiesling, for his visionary leadership. I want to thank the RecycleForce family. It's always an honor to visit RecycleForce, and an even deeper honor to support you all when you request federal money to spread the good word. Let me be frank. Many in our community and others are stuck in the prison pipeline. And this is partly because there's a very strong and unfair stigma against formerly incarcerated individuals. I know Prosecutor Curry is working on this issue daily. A number of the opportunities available to them is shamefully low. It's no wonder that so many end up back in prison, often because of technical violations, like an inability to find a job. And they're members of our community who have paid their debt to society, and we owe it to them to help make their transition successful. We have to do this to ensure that our justice system is truly centered around rehabilitation. And RecycleForce is turning this ideal into a reality here in Indy by investing in people to return to our great community. It's very inspiring to see the great work that you all are doing here. You're changing lives and improving future lives. I have no doubt that the relaunch of the Career Pathways Collaborative will help RecycleForce streamline and strengthen its already innovative programs and efforts. There is hope and promise for every individual returning to our community. And I'm so happy to see so many community leaders here today to celebrate RecycleForce and support the individuals it serves. Because when we all come together as a community to uplift our neighbors, we all thrive. Now I'm proud to introduce Greg Kiesling, who I'm proud to call a brother and a friend. And we work together to reduce recidivism, and he's inspired me to achieve better mental health care for those who have served in our community. I bring you our great leader, Brother Kiesling.
Wow, that's high praise, everybody. Thank you, Congressman, and thank you, Mayor. It's real. I want you to point out, you're going to know who just started today because they're clean. Who's the guys? Show the brand new people that started today. Who got your hands up? So these people are here because of the grant. They're in their training mode now, but we're going to get them out there and get them dirty because work, you know, as William Julius Wilson said, work organizes life. And so I'm very honored to be able to have this opportunity to speak to my peeps, right? The people that we're here to try to serve. I want to say, though, that in Janet and I's 23 years of doing this work, we've never had it better. From reentry court and the criminal justice, the court system itself, from the prosecutor's office, from IMPD, from the sheriff's department, from workforce development. This is the first time in our 23 years of this work that we can feel things beginning to align. And I say it to everybody here in my circle, for those yet to come, for those who will see this, that it's still a struggle. It is going to feel like the world is stacked against you. But I want to tell you, from a person that's an old man now, getting to be an old man, who's been doing this a minute, it is better than it's ever been. Our work release facilities are the nicest. And I know it's hard, right? I know some of you are going to say, man, I'm in a work release. It's terrible. But it's better, and it gets better every day as we begin to humanize people. When Chief Roach was here about a year ago and spoke to us, where he talked about the humanization, that's what's happening. We're all human beings. God didn't make any mistakes. We're all human beings. We deserve the dignity of being able to work and to get our skills together so we can move on and get a better job. So thank you very much for helping us get to this point where we can have a nice little hunk of money to be able to do. We'll serve 190 people. They all, for those of you who are watching this on the media, you need to be referred by your oversight officer. You can't walk in and we don't hire that way. We refer you if you're under oversight. Your oversight officer can send you. But I have a tremendous opportunity to introduce a person I will call a friend too. Again, we've been doing this a long time. There was not expungements back in the day. The opportunity that the legislature has given us to wipe away records. And we've got a prosecutor. He was on the cover of the New York Times not so long ago. I could see him, thinking hard about these expungements. But it's not an easy task. But I'm thrilled that we have the prosecutor. This is the first time the prosecutor's been a part of the CPC. So it's my honor to introduce a wonderful man who is really going to make a difference, has already made a difference, is continuing to make a big difference in how criminal justice is administered in this county. It's Terry Curry.
I'll be very brief. Unlike my friend Mayor Joe, when I say I'll be brief, I actually mean it. I want to share a couple of statistics. First of all, in any given year, approximately 2,000 to 3,000 men and women come out of the Department of Correction and come back to Marion County. Again, in any given year, approximately 10,000 people, 8, 9, 10,000 people statewide go into the Department of Correction. Of those individuals that are going into the Department of Correction, only about half of them, since 2014, only about half of them are going into the Department of Correction as a new commitment. About half of the individuals who go back into the Department of Correction year after year after year are going back as a result of parole violation or probation violation. With that statistic, clearly we as a community are failing those individuals. We are failing those individuals who have not had the opportunity. The opportunities are presented here to not reoffend, to become members of our community, and to blend back in with all of us here in Marion County and statewide. That's why, for a number of years, we've been proud to partner with Greg and RecycleForce to attempt to address child support obligations that individuals might have as they come out of the Department of Correction, to do what we can to make sure that that child support obligation doesn't create an additional obstacle to returning to the community. We have done that for a number of years, and we will do that going forward. Obviously, as Greg has mentioned, we have become very involved and very passionate about the idea of second chance and the ability of individuals to seal or expunge their prior criminal history. So again, that is not an obstacle to employment, to credit, to housing. And so we will continue to work with Greg and RecycleForce, and whatever Greg says he needs from us, we're there for him. Thanks.
Does anybody got questions? Anybody, so while we're here, let's ask some questions.
Mr. Ken Alexander, real quick up here. He played a big part in this too, with the training and all. This is the godfather of RecycleForce.
Give it up to everybody, first of all. But definitely, this is a time with RecycleForce where we experiencing great success by having national recognition with the mayor, André, Carson, and the prosecutor. But I want to recognize all of our CPC partners, because I think for the first time, we have a group of individuals and organizations that get it. I'm talking about from mental health to drug abuse. I want all the CPC people to stand up that we can recognize you and give you kudos to what you do, because without you, we couldn't do what we do. So all the CPC partners, thank you. Thank you. And we look forward to being successful with 190 and even more individuals changing their lives around. I provide industry recognized certification, which is a little bit above regular OSHA training, to help you get those $15 to $25 an hour jobs, all right? Thank you very much.
Anybody have any questions, anything?
Come on, you guys, you surely got something.
Anybody want to talk? It's a chance here. It's a chance. And I also want to let everybody know, I know it sounds funny, but we are building a plane in the air. We really are. You know, they like, oh, it's crazy, but how you going to build a plane in the air? Because we're going to do it. Because they think we can't do it. We're going to build it up in the air, okay? Anybody got any questions? Anything you want to say?
Hey, you know, one thing we need to call out Shane.
Huh?
Shane Shepherd.
Yeah, come on up, Shane Shepherd.
Come.
Come on up. Do stuff. Come on in.
Let me just jump in here real quick. One of the things that has recently happened for us, we're working out the details, getting the contract signed. We recently received a violence reduction grant that's going to allow us to work with trusted mentors, with Aura, with Enriching Lives, and Shane Shepherd and Before You Fall. And so, Shane, you want to say a couple quick things?
Yeah. I will keep it to the workforce.
He was once in the program, too.
That's what I was going to go. I came out of prison 3.5 years ago, and I sat in the chair, and I had to do the circle. And I was irritated with the circle because I had a lot of barriers that was going to stop me later in the day. So I didn't want to hear first thing in the morning how positive the day was. But I made it through it. And I went as a temp to the city, and I went over there, and I worked harder than anybody else. I got hired on. I didn't like being in the wintertime on the back of the truck, so I snuck and asked my driver, how you do that? He told me. I snuck over there, got my CDLs. I became a driver. I worked for 18 months. I got my credit score up. I bought my first house myself, and I went and got a car that I knew I would have to have proof of income. And then I walked into my supervisor shaking like Don Knox, and I gave him my 2-week notice because I had started an organization called Before You Fall that I wanted to prove to other people that they can do exactly what I done. That's why I don't dress different, I don't look different, I don't try to talk different, because I'm exactly who you are. If I had a seat, it would be on this side. So I'm here to tell you that this man gave me a shot, it worked, and now when you walk around the corner, I have an office space with all my stuff, with what I do for him. So I'm telling you, he works it full circle. I'm proof of it, so he done gave me the job to come in as the crisis interventionist when you guys have those barriers that they can't seem to solve. I'm the dude that can pick the phone up and make a few calls for you and try to get you what you need. So this is an excellent program, and it really works, so I just came to let you guys know that.
All right. Thank you, Shane.
Hey, one more thing, too. She's sitting here real quiet, but Miss Major plays a big part. I call her Wonder Woman, a crime fighter. She's a Wonder Woman. Got anything you want to come and say real quick, Miss Major? Come on in. There you go. Give it up to her.
So, is it still morning? Yes. I started with RecycleForce when we were still calling it Workforce Inc. Back in 2007 on a federal grant. And I drove Mr. Kiesling crazy because I was very OCD about his paperwork and his file keeping. And yes, and he was like, oh God, here she comes. So I just wanted to really congratulate the work that Mr. Kiesling and Mrs. Kiesling have put into RecycleForce and Keys to Work and the lives that they've touched. And to be able to be a part of this is really important to me. Reentry is near and dear to my heart. I come in and talk to you guys. I haven't seen y'all in a while, but to see the same faces, some of the same faces still here and keeping pushing inspires me to keep pushing. So, and we're going to keep pushing together. So congratulations to Workforce Inc. Congratulations to all of you, new people. You will get to know me as well. And I do come around OCD. I'm going to get on your nerves and stay on your tail and make sure you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, because you're going to come and ask me for something and you're going to want me to do what I'm supposed to do. And it's a two-way street, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
Well, go ahead. I want to just thank everybody. Thank you so much for your support to the CPC. And we're really, really excited that this is a chance to really align services to have the largest impacts we've ever had. And to my old school people that have been here a minute, and to the brand new people that came, This is a tremendous opportunity. Take advantage of it. We're here. We're a forgiving employer. We're here to help you, and good luck with everything going forward. So, and finally, last thing, I could not do this without my wonderful wife. Yeah. Who? Stand up. If you guys haven't figured this out yet, I am the talker and she is the doer. And so she gets things done around here. So thank you. And our whole team, the whole RecycleForce Keys to Work team works very, very hard at this work. So thank you very much. Thank you. Congratulations.